So, how's everybody doing on a Wednesday afternoon? I left all my info up there. Give me a second. Let me knock this out because that's just rude. How's that? That better? All right. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday afternoon? My whole day's been like that. I don't know. Is it raining and snowing everywhere in the US, or is it kind of just from the middle to the east, Chicago, oh, Indiana, Ohio, everybody's getting slammed. Just rain here, just cold and wet and windy and raining. And what a great day to be in the shop working on leather. Yeah, and if you can't work on leather, it's a good day to talk about working on leather. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday afternoon? Good to see everybody jumping in. Shane, first one in my shop today. Come on in, make yourself at home. All right, so Shane, I started working on a little surprise gift for my wife. Very Valentine's coming up. Is that all right? It's the custom book that Daniel did a video on a while back. Very nice. I think the contact cement fumes are good. that's I think that's so I think that's why leather crafters are such happy people. We breathe a lot of fumes, right? And I always say, with the saddle axe, one of my favorite times, just go outside. I mean, we couldn't on a day like this is what prompts this, but in the video, let's go outside. Let's make sure the fumes are I won't. I just gotta, that's all I gotta. And then my whole shop smells like Sadillac for 3 hours. Anyway, so I hope everybody's doing all right. Thanks for being here, everybody. Come on in. I'm just gonna, couple of things right off the bat. Y'all, everybody, thank you for being here. Thanks for great comments, questions, answers, laughs. Carrie, thanks for the laughs. The tutu. Oh, yeah. I read that one. We'll get down to that. I just keep looking at these thinking I almost forget to go live, right? So it's just a pleasure to be with everybody. We're going to get together and talk with people that speak our language, right? That's kind of few and far between for us leather crafters, but nonetheless, Crystal is with us. Crystal sent me a pic of this. I made my cat an outfit harness for Ren Fair. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's a little work apron. Little work apron. Um, I haven't been on the fan page in a couple of days, so Crystal, post that. Fuck, if you haven't already, folks are going to absolutely love that. Very well done and very cool. Very creative. Well done. Maz Cooper, good to see your name come up. Carrie, glad everybody's here. All right. The gang is all here. The cool kids. Yeah, right. So maybe not the cool kids, but the kids that can put out some pretty cool stuff. Yeah, maybe that's it. So, all right, let's see. Crystal's with us. Jim Jenkins. Hello, Jim. Hope you're doing all right. Bridget, Wilcox, Arizona. Glad to have you with us, Bridget. Absolutely. Glad to have everybody because I got something here I want to talk about once we kind of get rolling. Yeah, Carrie, the inventor of the ballet skirt, was struggling for a name for his invention. Finally put two and two together. Pretty good. Carrie, thanks for the smile always. You're always in my prayers. Absolutely. The harder it is to find a good job, the better the job's going to be when it gets there. Just wish it wasn't so prolonged for you. But again, prayers and fingers crossed for you, Carrie. Absolutely. David Bushwell, yeah. Or Buswell. I hope I'm saying that correct. Sorry about that if I'm not. But yes, you're exactly right. Seems like a month since we were together. It always seems like that. Really should do these every week, but I don't know. I I think the mothership, the bosses might be working towards helping me do that. And Joe and Paul and Tim and Miriam might be trying to help me do that, but stay tuned. We'll see, because that would be the way to go. But anyway, let's see. Ted Chase. Greetings from everyone. Greetings, everyone, from the land of permafrost, Minnesota. Oh man, I bet. Amen. I I hope so. I hope that I used to know for every state. I knew every state, and I'm starting to lose that. Because we used to ship to every state. Knew them in a heartbeat. Now I'm starting to forget some of those. Anyway, and that kind of brings me up to what I want to talk about, because last time we talked, we had a couple of comments from Sue 23 152 And then T6 Soulless about Rhode Island. And I got confused. Well, best not to ask me to think on my feet. We've met. And we don't go to Rhode Island through we don't go through Rhode Island to go to New Jersey. We go through Rhode Island to go to Boston. 95 right through. Now, Rhode Island, and when on a trip like that, the states kind of fly by you. I don't really remember a lot about Rhode Island. So, to counteract that, well, evidently it's the smallest state with the biggest heart in our country. Yeah. All right. So, I read this and I need to look at this because 37 miles wide, 48 miles long, yet it has a shoreline of 400 miles. I like the sound of that. Beach and associated with beach, seafood. Oh, yeah. So the next time I'm through Rhode Island, I'm going to stop and look around. Absolutely. This is funny. All right. Rhode Island has seen growth in every decennial census since 1790, right? Let's see. The first circus in the U.S. was there in 1774. Providence, founded in 1636, not 17, not 18, not 19, 1636. And there was one on here that I wanted that I just had to laugh out loud because the first jail sentence for speeding in an automobile, Rhode Island, 1904. The Quonset hut was invented in Rhode Island in Quonset Point. So, y'all, sorry I didn't know much about Rhode Island. I do now, and it's definitely on my list of places I want to visit. Absolutely. So, Rhode Island is one of the states here, and I was just going through last time, laugh, cry, enjoy every minute of it. Sometimes I remember, I saw that comment. I need to find, can't find it because it's between 600 and 1,200 comments. Thank you, right? Some job security there, but more than that, anybody that puts up a post, question, answer, comment, joke, thank you for doing that. Thank you for making this thing what it is. Absolutely. So here's just a few. And if I miss your state here, I'll get it next time. But here's just a few of the places we are. So let's see. Kansas, Indiana, Istanbul. Yeah, Okasa from Istanbul was with us last time. Montana, England, South Africa, Australia, Norway, Colorado, Kentucky, Bob Scroggins. His comment there, beautiful horses and good bourbon. Well, I can't think of a single thing wrong with Kentucky. Yeah. Texas, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana. Ooh, I said Indiana, but it's worth saying twice, isn't it? New Hampshire, Arizona, Minnesota. We have friends all over this beautiful world. Absolutely. Could go to just about any country, find a leather crafter, and I bet they're going to be great to hang with. That's the best way to see a place. Went to Munich, Germany. Loved it. 20 years ago, 25, 6 years ago, still talking about that. The people, the food, the history, the geography, the beer. I can't stop talking about Germany, but it's the same thing. I mean, we can go anywhere in this world and find some great people. Okay, one more. I had one more because I put this way down the list and I shouldn't have. So MetaVulture, I'll tell you a bad state. The state of my last leather project. Anyway, so you might have any of those? Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, right. I don't. That was MetaVulture. Thank you for that one. That was made me laugh. Absolutely. So anyway, y'all, put in where you're from on the fan page for a long time, and I'm sure it's still there. But you could list where you were in the world. I haven't looked at that. I keep forgetting about it because you got to scroll right a little bit. Totally forgot about that, but I'll look at that too. But again, on the fan page, absolutely beautiful work. Y'all, thanks for posting on that. And there too, thanks for making that what it is. Absolutely. So, all right. I wanted to get that out because for 2 weeks, I have just been feeling bad about not knowing more about Rhode Island. And now that's different. In fact, I had a whole list of stuff here. We won't go into all of it, but I'm going to start doing that. Let's start looking at some states. And then I kind of want to at least dive into maybe if I can find some good leather history or leathercraft information on any given state, that would be cool. Or any country. Absolutely. Love to do that. England. Oh, man. English bridal comes to mind. Yeah, so anyway, oh, my wife and I have been watching The Crown. She started it, and we were watching it, and, second or third episode's kinda back, kind of long before us. She's like, "Oh, it's pretty good. Yeah, I might keep" I tell you what, this weekend, I don't think we did anything but binge The Crown. I just love the history. Every bit of the history and anyway, so, all right, it's enough about me. Let's talk more about us. Let's talk about leather. Got some fun stuff to talk about over here. It's giveaway day, and it's a good one. The boss agreed to do a good one this time because I just did a leather element on some of these. And yeah, it's a good time to pick one up. Absolutely. We'll talk more about that because I'll toss in my advice, which, yeah, free advice is worth what you pay for it, right? Yeah. So, but I'll see if I can't get some good advice on these. But yeah, we got a giveaway coming up. But let's jump over here and look at some of our comments. Yeah, Ted Chase. I'm sorry, Ted. Did everybody kind of get a little bit of a thawing spell like last week? It was like 75 here sometime midweek last week. Oh, it was so nice. It was so nice. I got to take off the 9 layers of clothing. And of course, y'all up north go, yeah, y'all don't know how to dress. We don't. This is my winter clothing. This is my it's my it's my native costume, sweats and a sweatshirt, or in the summer, shorts and a t-shirt. Yeah, so anyway, we had a question from last time, and I'll come back around that, talking about is it good to wear an apron? In your shop or short apron, long apron. We'll come back to that one because I don't have a good opinion. Therefore, everything I own has dye on it. So anyway, if I were a little more disciplined, that could be different, but I have socks with dye on them. I know. How'd you get dye on your socks? It's dye. That's just the way it is. I think of my shop shoes, which we're not going to look at because in my house, shoes, I buy a pair of shoes, right? And those are for outside, right? So whatever shoes I had, those get knocked down to shop use. Now, when I buy a new pair, everybody goes down a step because now my shop shoes turn into yard shoes. From there, they're gone, right? I've gotten as much out of it. But the point is, my shoes, I've got about 7 colors of dye on my shoes. Yeah, they're actually starting to look kind of nice, right? Another year or two, maybe they will be beautiful. Anyway, let's see. Because yeah, all right. Oh man, David Kincaid. Please don't apologize for being late. Jump in when you can. Yeah. Ozark Leather Artisans Guild is in the house. Nice. Glad y'all are with us. Absolutely. Uh, yeah, Shane. Ooh, giveaway. All right, let's see. JJ Schiffler, loving the honey. Absolutely. Number 96 in the room. Huzzah. Huzzah right back to you. Hope everybody's doing all right. Chris Raffior, please forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Still, glad you're with us. Chris, come on in, make yourself at home. And that goes for everybody. You're amongst good company here. Let's see, Davina Hovanek, 84 here. Yeah, all right. I should have cleaned my glasses. So who knows what's going to happen today? Yeah. Bridget, the 80s last week. Oh, Mike Heinen, hi, all from Missouri. Got another state to add to our list. Very nice. How's the weather in Missouri right now? Is it kind of past you? I hope. Yeah. Come on, spring. Actually, we've only got 4 weeks. 4 weeks to the spring equinox, and the days are already noticeably longer. So come on, spring. Come on, spring. Yeah, and I can quit heating my shop. Oh man, some mornings, I mean, again, y'all up north, you're like, oh boo. Right. But down here it's cold. My shop's like 56 degrees in the morning when I get in on cold nights. Takes a little while to get it warmed up to where I could actually start doing something. Um, but then in the summer, it gets hot, August, September, it starts to get hot down here. Um, let's see. I gotta back up because I start seeing the answers and comments too, and I miss whatever the original was. Oh, man, Lauren Crawford just got back from dashing through the snow, pulling deer stands down. Yeah, that's not the standard dashing through the snow, right? Yeah, that's working in the snow. Let's see, Devin Williamson, good afternoon, right back to you. Glad you're with us. Christopher Barnes, 20 inches right now was 9 when I got off work this morning. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Uh, oh, Deland Brook. Man, that's the fastest 15. Why didn't work go this fast? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, giveaway time. So we got a good one today. We got a good one today. All right, so Miriam's going to help us out. She's going to pick a winner at 3:45. We'll tell you what all you need to do. Just email us at supply info at Weaver Brands, name, address, phone. All right, so here's what we're giving away today. Master Tool Punch, oblong, round end, or English punch. Best tools out there. Again, I got these when I started at Weaver. That's 10 years ago this summer. I've never stropped one of these, and they almost think they're as sharp as the day I bought them or the day I got them in. These are great tools. All right, so your choice. And the entry word here is Master Tool. So just type in Master Tool. I'm looking forward to seeing all these pop up. Anyway, so we could go with an English punch, round end, or oblong. So, a couple of ways to go here. Well, first off, if you're new to leathercraft, the 1.5 inch on all three. Now, the round end, not totally necessary up front, but it's a nice touch on the end of a strap where we've got a bend back. That looks good. Not totally necessary. So if you're new at it or the budget's kind of, I might go maybe for an oblong or an English punch. Now, one good point on these, and this is just a pile of crap over here. I should have organized this, but we met, right? Let's see. All right. So, one of the points here, if we go with a 1.5 inch English punch, it's great for belts. That's a standard belt width, and it's going to look great, right? Easy punch, looks good. Now, we can back down on that. So, like there, that's a 1 inch strap, and I guess I really could have punched that a little more clean, and then down to a 3/4 inch. Not great. We could cut those by hand, but nonetheless, we can back down on those if we need to. On the oblongs, if we're new, again, the standard in leather is 1.5 inch wide strap, 1.5 inch oblong. Now on this one, actually I've got a 1 3/4. I'll explain that in a minute. But again, standard length, 1.5 inch. Now, one point with our oblongs, we could start with a smaller oblong, all the way down to maybe 3/4 inch, because we can just step these out. In fact, I think that's the 1 inch. We can make our oblong as long as we want just by stepping that along and making that much longer. Now, here's the downside to that. See if I got a smaller one. I really don't. All right, notice the width between the 1 3/4 and the 3/4. The tool makers know what they're doing. They're going to add more width in there. But right here, 1 3/4, because and this is actually in a video coming up, I tend to like to go a little bit longer because on some buckle tines, and I go into more detail on the video, but when you do a bend back, it doesn't completely curl. It doesn't completely go around the curl on the prong that goes around the bar on the buckle, right? So what happens is that bend back, it stands up, it's wide, and the prong doesn't want to move easily. Here's where I'm going with this. So typically for a 1.5 inch, I'm going to go with a 1 3/4. Give that just a little more space. Well, now belts, the proportion of the prong typically isn't an issue. And I wish I'd grabbed a buckle. Actually, I've got one. I go into greater detail in the video on this, but it does make a good point. So when we go down to, I love these buckles, talk about this in the video, but this is our roller buckle. Love it because it's a small, sturdy buckle. Feels good, solid. And we've got multiple sizes, multiple finishes on this. But the point is, notice how big the curl is right there around the buckle bar. That's what I'm talking about. So like maybe a 3 inch, not really going to give that room to move. So I'd like to go just a little bit more. That's just my advice. But if you're new, I would say 3/4 inch, 1 inch, or 1.5 on any of the three. But if we've got a little more experience, this might be the time to get that one that's a little more of an uncommon size. Like again, a 1 1/4, 1 1/8. We've got, gosh, and these tools, there's 32 of them amongst English, rounding, and oblong. Anyway, the point there is, master tool is the entry word, so put that in at 345. Miriam's going to pick somebody, and you will get a brand new punch, master tool punch. I think they're some of the best tools in the business. I don't know if you can see this. Nah, I'm not going to go to all that trouble, but the cheaper punches, it's a piece of bar stock that's been around, shaved, sharpened, and then they've welded. Take a round piece of round stock, they split it, and then they just bring those two pieces out down and then glue that. Yeah, that'd work well. Weld that onto the cutting edge. They're going to break. I've had so many of those break. Well, they break at the weld. They do. So, master tool, not like that. And we got the video out. Let's see. When is that? Oh, I don't have it. I think the video coming up this Friday. Oh, I should have looked. I'm just not here today. Don't Organization eludes me. Anyway, if we haven't done this, we've got a good video. I think it's this Friday. We actually go see these made. Yeah, pretty cool. Very cool video. So we got some more great videos coming up too. We'll come back around that. News from the boss, notes from the boss, videos coming up. We'll come back to all of that. But I want to jump back over here because we got to look at some of these. Okay, night for today. I have a leather apron. I use it for woodworking. Okay. I've never even worn it in the leather shop. And there's nothing I like better than a beautiful apron. And I've got one. I've got one over there made out of deer. It's got the braid, the Mexican basket weave braids on it, pockets. I think, yeah, even tooled a D on a little piece of veg tan. Sewed that on. I've yet to put that on. I don't know why. I'd just rather spill dye on my clothing. Yeah, I think that's the easiest thing to do. I don't know. I've just never been a fan of wearing an apron. Now, actually, that's not true. When I'm in a booth, when I'm working a booth, I'll wear an apron because it looks good. Yeah, it looks good. I just find them kind of a little bit more than really what I need. Anyway, I should. It's the better idea. My wife would certainly be happy about that. Um, oh, Maz Cooper. Oh, y'all. Pam Kelchick Watson. Oh, golly. Let's see. Bless your heart. We are almost up to freezing if you don't count the wind chill. Oh, bless your heart. Washington. Okay, another one for the list. I'll mark these down for our next one. We'll add some more. Excuse me. There we go. Let's see. Twisted Brother 13. First off, glad you're with us. Thanks for jumping in and thanks for a great question. This is a hard one. How do you prevent warping when stamping? I'm taping the back, but ruined 2 wallet backs trying to use the basket weave stamp. Twisted Brother 13. I don't know that we can, because as we stamp, we're actually pressing that leather out. I tend to do my stamping. I'll overcut, do my stamping, and then trim to size. I don't think that's going to help you out on the warping. I am not sure on that one. I wonder if simply placing that under like a board just to give it some weight. Once you've finished it and it's starting to dry, maybe place a board on it. Don't want to leave that board on it too long, because it's not going to dry. But at least intermittently as it dries, maybe that's going to help. But also, anybody that's got a good answer here, please jump in. Please help Twisted Brother 13 out. See if anybody's got some good advice there, because I have the same thing. But if I just think about it, once everything dries, I kind of work it back out, trim to size. That seems to knock out most of that. Another issue might just be if you're not casing the leather, and I've done this. I'm not casting stones, but if you simply wet your leather, let it dry a little bit, what I find out is I'm hitting that hammer harder. So therefore, I'm compressing more leather. Therefore, more is pressing out. I might, if you're not casing your leather, I might say try that because, the leather is feels almost dry. It's getting dry when you if you've got a good case on that, you pull it out, let it dry to kinda get back to where it's its natural color, back to its original color. Then it looks dry, it feels dry, but there's moisture within the leather. So therefore, you don't have to hit it very hard, and you get a very crisp, clean stamp. So I wish I had a better answer for you on that one. I really do, but I'm hoping somebody's gonna jump in here with an answer and we all go, "Oh, well, that makes sense." Yeah, so, well, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed on that one, but nonetheless, thanks for pushing in, for jumping in with a great question. Absolutely. Um, Ernie Murphy's with us. Let's see, Devin Williamson. Oh, I just jumped too far. Creativity is life. Oh, let's see, I haven't won an apron, I have clothes I've damaged. That's it's either the apron or the clothes, right? Yeah. Let's see. Uh, Stephen Ranty. Thanks, everyone. I'm usually not able to watch these. Worked out good for me today. Got in live. Very nice. Glad to have you with us. Uh, yeah. Creativity is like, wait, I'm all over the place with work today. I'm the same way. I don't know what's going on today. I don't know where we're going. Oh, but I did. I just looked over here. All right, one more point. One more point on the English oblong round end. It's because it's something we don't think about. Got a couple of videos on these, but now that there's several hundred videos out there, stuff's getting hard to find, right? Unless you really do a detailed search. But we got to look at least some of these because it makes a really good point. With our English, our round and our oblong, we think utility, right? I'm going to use it. I'm going to use oblongs to set a buckle, my for straps, English punch. But also, too, we can make all kinds of cool decorative designs with these, like a cool little pouch flap with some corners on it. There's a lot of these. We won't go through all of these. But also, too, the smallest of the round end, I think it's a 3/8 of an inch, makes a great scalloped edge. We can also do all kinds of cool little designs. There's a larger scalloped edge with a smaller English punch. I love this. We got to use this on a pouch flap. Combination of a round end and English punch. Okay, we can make scales. We can make cool little designs, round and English punch. I love this. This is a cool little tab because if we could stamp our maker's mark in that, or maybe our foil, and then two little rivets right there, that would look good and unique. Cutouts. Okay, more cutouts, larger scales. In fact, what we can do is cut this out and we could overlay our scales. That looks cool. I know, there's so many ways we could go here. All right, so there's the cutout of that little tab for our logo. That is a cool design on something. Skip a couple of these because we've seen them, and I love the dog bone. That we got to use the dog bone somewhere. That's just round holes. Um, I think that's in punch instead of round holes, but then definitely in punch there. And some experiments with our corner knife. Cool little sunrise with oblongs, corner knife. Oh, little flourish. I know. Because all this stuff on every video, when I complete the video, stole my pen. When I complete it, everything goes in a baggie. I get these big baggies from the mothership. Everything goes in there, extra pieces, the patterns, all of that. So I've just been combining these. Each time I do a video on more creative ways to use oblongs, round ends, English punch, I just put it all in the same bag, and it's starting to get a little obnoxious. There's more designs in there than I could use, right? Which there's more designs. Oh, there's another one. Oh no, they keep falling out. Just a round, an oblong, and a corner knife. Oh, anyway, there's more things that I want to make in leather than I can make in a day. And it's my job. Right. So there's just so much. There's so much. So most of the project videos, it's not oh God, what am I gonna make now? It's geez, which one am I gonna make now? And how am I gonna decorate it? And we're gonna use conchos or spots. I don't want to make a yard sale, which I'm about to, because I see if I go down the rabbit hole. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but all right, so I've got Ren fairs. They're on the way, so I want to do a very cool pair of like mid-length wristbands. Oh, they always look good on like a sleeveless gambeson or a poet shirt. Um, so anyway, so I got this one down, and we're going to use spots because we got cool conical spots. These look good for the costume folks. Anyway, so strap with the spots, then I'm going to put stamp with spots on the end, and then paint that, and then we'll do our strapping on. Crap. So now I got 9 designs laying out across my work table. Which one do we go with? Which one's going to be the best one for a video? I'd like to do all 9, but that would take a long time. So I'll try to boil it down. You're right, to one good, not over the top design that doesn't. Anyway, so going down the rabbit hole on a design, it's a lot of fun, but it can be a problem too. Because now, which one do I go with? I like all of them, and I'm not going to wear 9 wristbands, right? So you can always go back to the car, costume change, go back into the fair. We've done that a lot. So it's a lot of walking. It's a lot of walking. I've got to a point now where wearing the armor, man, my steps need to be counted. Right. Now add a little alcohol in there. That helps. Increases the number of steps possible. But yeah. Anyway, so not really. Anyway, all right. So, all right. I know we talk a lot about Ren fairs and costumes. That's my favorite. That's my favorite side of the craft, and the side that got me rolling. So, yeah, creativity is life. I know exactly what you mean. Uh, oh, okay, Shane, great, Chuck. Which English point will be best for making scales on arm guards? Like 3/4 inch, maybe not too big, because like with a 1.5 inch, you could maybe only get 3 across, and you're not really seeing the full effect of that design. I might say, without going too small, 1 inch maybe. I'd say 3/4 inch, and I don't have one over here, but 3/4 inch might be just right. But again, you could go, we've got English point, I think down to 1/2 inch. I mean, you could make very cool little scales. Maybe paint them. I've got, oh, you can't, it's one of my oldest suits in my shop, and it's really starting to get a little bit rough. The point is, I did a scale motif on the armor. So I punched the scales. I'd say it's a 1 inch. But those are much larger pieces proportionally, not so bad. But I punched them, then beveled the bottom of the edge, painted them burgundy, and then just put a little gold tip on every one of those. It's absolutely beautiful. Let me see. I'm going to write that down for next time. We'll take a look at that, because that was a nice touch. Just little touch of silver. I think it's silver. Crap, I can't remember. It's either silver or gold. I think I went silver because of the hardware. Anyway, I'm writing that down. And we at least maybe take a look at a piece or a part. But nonetheless, anyway, Shane, great question. Probably 3/4 inch, only because that's common. But oddly enough, and another point on these, I do a lot of 5/8 inch strapping. Mainly because to me, 1/2 inch is too thin, 3/4 inch for that type of project is a little too wide. Like say, like a rapier carrier. A great example. And you can see one. Crap, you can't really see it. It's all the way back over there. Anyway, most of my rapiers are 8 buckles. Well, they're 5/8 of an inch because the buckles are not that big. And I can make a spread on those straps between each by like 3/4 inch, and the buckles don't bump into each other. 3/4 inch, the buckles are noticeably larger, so it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. The point is, like I said, maybe if you've got a couple of the more common sizes, some of the more uncommon sizes, one of my picks would be a 5/8 inch, probably English punch and round end. English punch, definitely. The back end, that sits behind the main body of the carrier, so you don't really see that. Round end would be nice, not totally necessary. Um, and an oblong, 3/4 inch will work on those, absolutely. Uh, but again, the more uncommon, if you're kind of set on what you need for the commons, getting a free one would be a nice time to get the uncommon sizes. And I hope it'll work for you. I hope that'll really work out for you in your shop. Because again, in one of these videos coming up, budget, it's our, again, not profit. We're not in this for the profit. So um, a lot of these tools, they're coming out of our hard-earned money. So let's pick the tools that are going to do the most for us. Then when we get there, then we can spread out a little bit. Anyway, okay, so back over here, got some stuff here. I always write stuff down to talk about, and then we get to the end of the live. I haven't looked at a single one of these, but we'll come back. We got a product of the week, which again has fallen off the radar because right to 359, right? So anyway, all right, so back over here. Uh yeah, there. Okay, Steven, I'm glad you're in. Glad you got to watch one of these lives. And again, for everybody, jump in when you can. We work, we got life. Yeah, yeah. Well, some of us have a life. I don't. This is my life. It really is. Daytime's in here. I escape for a little bit to eat some dinner, watch a little TV, back to the shop, back to the shop. And tomorrow, repeat. Yeah. So anyway, I need to catch up. Sorry. Um, oh man, Bridget. Oh, yeah, I've got an awesome Japanese style apron. Oh, my interest is piqued for the shop, but also works well for frying bacon. I've always heard don't fry bacon naked. That's a hard rule. Don't do that. I never have, but I can kind of guess why. Anyway, also never raise your hands to your children because it leaves your crotch unprotected. Yeah, those without kids, that's just funny. Those with kids, ooh, that's exactly right. Yeah, all right. Bandit blades. I'm a little late. Was watching part one of the gun rig build. Oh God, -8 degrees in time for leather work. Tuck in. Absolutely. If it's crappy outside, let's tuck into our shop and make something beautiful. We are certainly capable of doing that. Excuse me. There we go. All right, let's see. Rhonda Twit, Master Tool, West Ford, cold everywhere. Yeah. Patricia Cleghorn, hello, right back to you. I know if you're watching your comments, I'm way behind. Kind of always way behind. Anyway, uh, Scott Haney, what are oil tan leathers mostly used for? Outside. Absolutely. They're great for outdoor. Um, that oil repels the water. So yeah, use those for your outside. Okay, one big point on heavily oiled leathers, unless we're using them for outside use, they worry me a little bit. And these are the with a little bit of oil content, not bad. The problem is a heavy oil content because, again, I live in the South. I'm a little northeast of Atlanta. On a hot day, the inside of our vehicles can be 110, 120 degrees. When you open a door, it almost welds your glasses. Oh Lord, don't put your sunglasses on your face if they've been sitting on your car, on your dash. Oh, that's a big no. Don't touch anything, right? Anyway, the point is, if you leave a bag, purse, briefcase, pouch, anything on a seat on a hot day, that oil is going to wick right into your seat and it will never come back out. Excuse me, impossible to get that back out. So, for certain items that are absolutely going to be used outside, they stay outside, perfect. Oil tan leather is perfect for those. But for inside stuff, I'm just a little concerned they're going to rub off. And I've got a couple of leathers here. And even in our shop, when we store these in our shop, we got to store these separate from other leathers. I don't know how many times, hundreds of times where I used to work, we'd stack one of our oil leathers, not thinking about it, look at it, it'd roll over against another leather. Now that other leather has a long band of oil wicked right into it. I mean, I guess you could use that somewhere. I look at that as wasted leather. We could use it, but the point is, on the oilies, I'd just be a little bit careful, but outside use, absolutely. Um, okay, I gotta read this one. All right. Lost waste detecting and treasure hunting. I have apron and latex glove, and my hands and clothes are always done. It seems easier just to keep working than stopping to put on. Maybe that's another part of it. That's good. It's a valid point, right? Valid point. In our defense, I'm gonna dye this, and my mind's on dyeing it, right? And yeah, probably not gonna go to the trouble to walk over and put on an apron. I should, but my apron's really pretty. Why does that not defeat the purpose of an apron? Is to make an apron so pretty you don't wanna use it? Oh, well, that was a good move. Right, so I need to make one. I just need to make one for my shop. Anyway, so, uh, it's a good point. It's a good point. Um, Crystal, bless your heart, hit the like button. Thank you. And genuinely, big thank you to everybody that's here. Absolutely. Uh, okay, David Kincaid's got an answer there on the warping. Um, that's yeah, let's see, where were we? Night for today. Yeah, okay, Shane, I was gonna work on leather, but then I got high on the fumes. That's right. I'll come back to it. But I tell you what, if you breathe a lot of glue, doesn't matter how crappy your project is, you'll love it. Absolutely. Came out great. So, oh man. Oh golly, geez. Okay, Bridget Benson in Arizona on a summer day can get upwards of 120 plus. Who here has a coin scar on their leg from a car seat? Oh, Bridget, I probably not just you. Yeah, just putting that out when yeah, right, get a little self-validation. Hopefully somebody else has done this as well. Oh man, and my wife's car, she's got a 2008 Mustang, Bullet Mustang, 5-speed, short shifter. I bet it's not 2.5 inches between first and second. Metal ball on that. First thing you do, get in to go to neutral. Oh, and the steering wheel. Oh, yeah, and the for your seat belts, all the hardware there. Oh man, I can't imagine in Arizona. That's taking our pain up a whole new level. So, uh, okay, Matt Vaughn, medic to med student, fellow medic, flight medic, leather worker too. Wow, Matt. Bless your heart. Thank you for being out there for us. Absolutely. Let's see, can't agree more. Good tools and good leather make a world of difference. Matt, I just can't. I'm going to try not to go on a 10-minute rant here, but you're exactly right. And um Herman Oak, Shaheen leather. These are expensive veg tans for us. They're expensive. But and I've got a video um gosh, I don't even know what it's called. Be hard to search for it, but the point is, I did some tooling and I just saw this piece. I should have grabbed it in my demo box, but I got a piece I tool. We cased both pieces. So it's I think it's just our standard import double shoulder. And then it was either Shaheen or Herman Oak. To me, they're neck and neck in quality. And I was actually surprised, excuse me again. I was actually surprised at the outcome. The double shoulder, it looked fine. It was pretty decent tooling. But then when you put that next to the Sheen or the Herman Oak, it's night and day difference. The better leather, and I always try to say this, and I still don't know if I can put this into the right words and strongly enough. Um, when you step up to a more quality leather, a higher quality leather, your work looks better even though you've had no increase in your skill level. It's because your swivel. If you've cased a good Shaheen or Herman Oak, your swivel just glides through that leather. Your edgers, you don't have to add nearly the strike force on your hammer when you're doing like a bevel or a background or a shader. So in my opinion, right there, you've got more control of the tool. You feel more confident with the tool because you get such a simple, easy punch. Um, because you don't have to try so hard. You have to come back and try again, come back, try again. It's like clay. Anyway, so great point there. Ring of Fire means giveaway time. Yeah. All right. So let's see. We have a message from Miriam. Let's see what she says. All right. So let me get back over here. The anticipation is building. Right? Not by design. It's not by design. All right. I'm not that good at this. Okay. So anyway. All right. Mike Heinen. Heinen. Mike Heinen. Congratulations on your new master tool. Going to be headed your way shortly. Mike, congratulations. All right. Here's what you're going to do. Now, for anybody that misses it, and I saw last time, and sorry, I've seen this quite a lot. Leave this open after the live for a little bit if you get some comments. It's like the last fifth or sixth comment. Who do I email to? And I'm like, oh, I didn't see that comment. So if that by chance happens, just email us at the website on our website, and you'll get there. We'll get there. All right. So Mike, what we're gonna need: your name, your shipping address, and your phone number. But also, do you want an English, an oblong, or a round, and what size? Just go to the website. We've got everything there. If you got a catalog, go to that. But again, congratulations on that. These are tools that are going to outlive us, the next generation, and the one after that. These tools will most likely end up in a museum in about 300 years. And I can say that because at Sheridan, at our show in Sheridan, the King Museum, damn, you couldn't see everything in that building in like 3 days. Yeah. Anyway, the point is they have these it's like a big framed piece with maybe felt behind it. They've got 1, 2, maybe 3 of draw gauges, and there's got to be 50 draw gauges in there from the 1830s. Same tool we're using right now. Round punches, oblongs, end punches, same tools we're using right now. So these tools are going to last. And again, like a mechanic says, it's all in the tools, but buy a tool once. If you buy cheap crap, you buy it, you use it. Oh, I bought this rounding punch for $15 and it lasts a month. All right. Now you got to buy another one, but we're still saving money. It was only 50. Okay. By the time you buy that tool for the third time, you could have just bought one of these and think of all the shipping savings. Yeah. I mean, just on all the damn headache of a broken tool. That's disappointing. Nothing worse than being in the middle of a project. I'm out of die. I don't have the right rivets. I deal with this all the time because with Weaver, I'm really trying to put our best foot forward on a project, get the best stuff and the coolest stuff and to make it. And you get right in the middle of a project, and I broke a tool, which that has not happened since I've been at Weaver. I think I can honestly say I've not even broken a John James sewing needle since I've been at Weaver. Prior to that, I broke a lot of tools. Needles. Now, there's some needles out there. They've got a long eye on them, which is great, for threading the needle. I will break one of those on every project. Try a holster. You're going to go through 2 or 3 of those needles. Now, John Jays, I bent one pretty badly, but I can honestly say I've never broken one. But there's nothing worse than I don't have the right die color. I don't have the right spots or the buckles or the rivets or the D's, O's, squares. God, nothing is more frustrating. Nothing is more frustrating than getting ready to assemble a project and it's beautiful. And we've done that. I love the stitch and the tooling and the stamping. Now we gotta wait. Ah, and what's worse is if you're like out of rivets, so now you gotta wait for like 3 days for like a $4 thing to finish this gorgeous project. Oh, why didn't I think about this before? Not gonna do that. I'm not gonna think about a project before I start it. That's just that's just your old school European witchcraft. That's all I'm saying. Dive in. Yeah, right. We'll deal with the details later. Great. Don't listen to me on your leather crafting. Yeah, anyway, that's just me. That's just me. What I would say is plan your projects, order what you need so when you get yeah, right. Oh, Bridget. Okay, Bridget's commenting here. Running out of dye and hardware in the middle of a project and having to drive to the nearest store 2 hours away. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. Oh, 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 Stephen Ratty. Love. I started doing this to make sheaths for my knives. Okay, that makes you out. You're a blacksmith, knife maker. I've expanded my leather work to include all kinds of things. It's like I imagine it and I can build it. Stephen, you're exactly right. Thank you for putting, not just putting that comment in there, but almost putting those exact words. That's what I always tell new folks. You can't believe what you're going to be able to do with, I mean, the tools in your toolbox. I was going to grab my box knife. It's not in the sheath. Wow, that was going to be a great point, wasn't it? Anyway, it's a great point nonetheless, because you can't imagine what you're going to be able to make in no time. Your first project, a little bit simple, but you're going to be surprised at how well it comes out. And I almost feel like right there, that's the spark to look around and think, ooh, I want this, or I want this, or that, or I saw one of those. I'm not going to pay $1,400 for a freaking briefcase, but I can make one that looks almost just like it for like $100 and love making it and love wearing it. And then when people say, wow, that's a nice briefcase. Wow, I made that myself, right? How cool is that to be able to say that, to have this beautiful project that, I mean, it looks absolutely fully professional. It's gorgeous. Somebody says, oh, I love that briefcase. I made that myself. That is so cool. That is so cool. Anyway, all right, all right. Jeez, we're getting okay. Let's do this. I really should consult. I should consult the script, right? Since I took the whole morning writing it. All right, so let's go here. Did I mention this? That my wife and I decided not to have kids. We're gonna tell them tonight. All right, so we got some great videos coming up. Saw one this morning. Visiting. I'm not even gonna go into great detail here because yeah, let the anticipation build. We visited an old school leather shop with a gentleman that is walking leather history, and his work is spectacular. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave that one right there. We shot some great videos while I was up there, so those are going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks. All right. So how about notes from the boss? All right. Oh, here we go. We're going to have our anniversary, our retail store opening anniversary. This is going to be May 29th and 30th. More details to come. We'll have more details here and on the website. I'll teach a class, probably going to do a good beginner class, maybe do one class one day, and then get to be in the store the second day so I can say hello. Doing classes are great and they're fun and they're good for everybody in the class, but I want to be out there, I want to talk to everybody and just bring in a lunch truck, food truck, and we can all sit outside at the picnic tables and eat and talk and laugh. It's a great time if you're able to get there. If you're able to get there. Uh, let's see. Oh, it's because I snoozed. It's because I forgot to hit stop. Now to be going off the rest of the freaking day. Hold on, let me just go ahead and cancel that. There we go. Off. Yeah. All right. So Ring of Fire has made its appearance and has come and gone. Okay, so let's see. All right, so we did that. Let's see the anniversary sale, Mount Hope, May 20th, 29th, and 30th. All right, President's Day sale starts on Friday. Watch our social media, emails, etc. for details on that. Valentine's Day coming up. I haven't even thought about making something for my wife. I hope she's not looking at this. Anyway, I guess I better jump on that since it's just the 12th. I don't yeah. Oh, I still got plenty of time. It's like 40 hours. God, don't rush me. Anyway. Okay, anyway. All right, there's so many great y'all, thanks for answering these because I'm not able to get to all these. Uh, all right, yeah, let's see. Creativity is life. Well, time to jump off. I'm so happy I can get back to creating. Bless your heart. Thank you right back for being here. And everybody, the same thing. But another great point. And it's not one I've thought about in a long time, but for the new folks, um, if you or not even new folks, just if you don't feel creative, step into leathercraft. You're not going to believe how creative you are putting together. Oh, that's the best part of it. Putting together colors and hardware finishes and all the types of leather and they feel good and they look good and they smell good. Picking your hardware or stamped. God, you won't believe how creative you really are until you jump into leathercraft. And again, like I may come off as a salesperson, leather. It's because if I can do this, anybody can do this. And period. Period. And you won't believe what the outcome is. You won't, because in the beginning, you don't think of um, making a briefcase that I can take to work every day or goes on every trip with me. Or think about all the gifts you can make for friends, family, coworkers, neighbors. There's no end to the good of leathercraft. It just keeps going. Win, 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 win. And then I've said this before. Some friend comes up to you and says, "Look at this belt. You made this for me 10 years ago. I'm still wearing it." And of course, inside we're going, crap, I don't even remember making that belt. But outside we're going, I'm so happy. I'm ready. But we really are, that we can do this for folks. And my parents love to give stuff away. Little clutches and keychains and little bookmarks. And it thrills me to the core to be able to make stuff that I can give my parents and that they in turn can be proud to pass out to family and friends, folks at church, neighbors. I can't say anymore. I mean, I'm out of words at how great leathercraft is. But let me put right behind that how great leathercraft folks are. Yeah, right? Lots of evidence right here. So anyway, all right. Let's see. Okay, one more because this is a craft fail and we need that, right? Makes us all feel better about our own fails. The folks, the pros out there, they make mistakes too. Notice I'm not in that category. I make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, all right. So just a long story short, long time ago, I was out of brown dye. Well, I was in the print industry. Okay. Um, in the print industry, they have what's called a PMS book, Pantone Matching System. Every printer, every pressman had one. Every press person. Well, it's just a big thing of swatches, and you could fan it out. Had all the colors. Had like 500 colors. So, like on one swatch, there'd be like 9 shades of yellow, more shades of yellow, and it went all the way from light to dark, whatever, to yellow to blue, whatever it is. Anyway, so you could pull this out, you could fan it out and lay it next to your printed piece, and you could tell what color that was. Well, on every one of these, on the bottom was the printer, the pressman's mix, press person. So whoever's running the press, they could look at that and it would say, all right, you need 10% magenta, 20% cyan, 40% yellow, black. blah, blah. Anyway, so anybody could mix that ink color and nail it, right? So I was thinking, okay, I'm out of brown, but what I want is a good earth tone brown. This was before I found Pro Dye. So good earth tone brown. So I went over to my dye and I had a blue, red, yellow, and black. So I mixed as best I could by the percentages of ink necessary to make that color. I found it pretty brown. Yeah, it didn't work. It was like like an alien green. Yeah, not in the cool way. So that was kind of a fail. Not that I was hoping for much, but it would have been a cool thing if that had worked out, right? Yeah. Anyway, so craft fail there a long time ago. We've got more coming up. We'll talk more about some good craft fails. All right. So one more because I got stuff over here for us or for our woodworker friends, our close cousins. Pro dyes, red dyes make a beautiful wood stain. We did a video on these, and I was going through my demos, but let's see. Oh, Pro walnut, tan, medium brown. I think those are the alcohol dyes. And then what do we got? Oh, there's ox blood, beautiful color. Anyway, I've always heard from woodworkers that leather dyes actually make nice wood stains. Got some other stuff over there. We'll talk about that next time. Nothing super important, but all right, we're going to wrap it up for this week. And again, let me say, pinnacle of my month. Twice in a month. Anyway, I don't know what that is. The point is, what a great time, y'all. Thank you for jumping in. Great comments, great answers, great questions. Carrie, putting a smile on her face. Thank you for that, y'all. It's been an absolute pleasure to sit down and talk to folks that speak our language. Yeah. So, y'all, hope everybody's got something really pretty on your work table. I hope you got everything in stock that you need to finish that project. Yeah, we've talked about that, haven't we? At ends. But everybody have a great evening. Second half of your week. All this snow, all this weather, it's going to move off because, again, spring equinox not far away. Keeping our fingers crossed on that. Summer is a coming. We just have to deal with a little bit more of this. But y'all work on something great. Make something beautiful. Have a great time doing it. And we'll see you again in 2 weeks. I'm going to leave this open for just a minute after we close out. If there's, again, something you wanted me to see or everybody to see or a good answer, feel free to drop that in. But also, you can always contact me at Weaver. We've got an email on our page on the website. You can send that straight to me. Love to hear from you. Absolutely. But what a pleasure, y'all. Thank you for every minute of this. And I'm going to look forward to doing this again. And I'll do my best to see if I can't come up with some cool stuff to look at, some fun stuff to talk about. Y'all, God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, y'all. Good luck with your projects. Bye, y'all.